Okay, so I'm a guy that comes into your store and I've got a collection. I use my son, right? So I was telling you, my son is like, first love was Pokemon, but has sadly, I'm like very sad about it. So like aged out. So he's now aged into sports cards. So he's looking to like get rid of all. So if he rolls into your store, a big old box of Pokemon, probably should have used the Collects app to go and figure out what all the prices are. But let's just say he's a little lazy and he hasn't actually done that. So he rolls into your store with a whole bunch of stuff. What's your process? Like, how do you go about like assessing what is this worth? What am I willing to pay?
So it's basically going to be the same across the board. I get this question all the time. I get it on the phone. I get people walk in. So if he comes in with a box of Pokemon, generally people know, especially card people, well, this is the common stuff. This is the more rare stuff. So my mindset, my approach is, here's the common stuff, right? We have to just bulk that out if I even want the common stuff. Because, I get calls a lot for, I have 2,000 common Pokemon. I don't want them. You can't sell them. They're a penny a piece. Then I look at cards. You have 20 cards that are between $20 and $150 a piece. I take a look at what's there, condition and all that stuff, and I say, I have to make at least 30% for it to make sense, to keep the lights on. So what is it? Is it $20, $10 cards, or is it $20, $100 to $200 cards? I always pay a premium for a better product. So I'll give you 75% sometimes on a card if it's rare, if it's hot, if it's good. But generally I'm at the 30 to 35%. So I have to sit down, do a couple quick calculations, use something like Collects, use eBay, and say, okay, here's what everything is saying the card's worth. And the hardest part about it is not finding a price, it's telling the customer how this works. Yeah. Because you often get, well, if I sell it here or I sell it here, well, if you sell it here, you're going to lose 20%. And do you have time to list, pack, and ship 25 cards or 100 cards? So I have it's rote to me at this point in time. I've done it thousands of times. And so that's basically how I try and approach. And I tell people, it's your time. And a lot of people say to me, yeah, I sold 3 things on eBay. I don't want to do this again. Buy this all from me. And, I said, okay, you're still going to make 20%, even after the fees and all that stuff that you would have to pay. So yeah, it's a small process, but I've gotten it down to like 3-4 steps, and this is how I do it. And I know what I'm looking at 80% of the time. I can say, that's a $5 Charizard, that's a $10 card, that's a $5 Wander Franco, whatever it is. Then there's the rare pieces or the tough pieces, and that's the most difficult part, when I can't find, especially in the sports card world, where I can't find a comp on something. Then I have to kind of say, all right, fly by the seat of my pants a little bit. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.